Rock Deli, there's always something new to discover.
Hello, hello Aria. I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, I think my sound was really low before, but hello, and how are you doing? I'm doing well. So I don't know what extension programs are, Or maybe we call it a different name. So if you just explain it to me, I might know what that is. Oh, okay. Right. I think just with any subject, if you like it and you're good at it, then you should go for it. Make sure you have a good idea of what it's about before you do it, and also keep in mind that it has to be in your bottom two. So yeah, a lot of my friends did uni maths. That was the main one, and one person got 5, so equivalent to a 50, and a lot of people got like 45 and 40 because it goes up in 0.5 increments. In terms of the mark you'll get, it really depends what for which uni. Oh, I don't think the uni really matters. Our school only offered Melbourne Uni maths, I think. Yeah, I don't think that really matters. It's more which uni subject you pick that might determine the mark you end up getting. Deakin. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think the uni matters that much with if you're doing the subject in year 12. I mean, like, if you're not going to Deakin, then I don't know if you do Deakin uni subjects, whether that will help you in the future at all. Yeah. Am I enjoying medicine? I think medicine's fine. Like, I think it will get better as time goes on. Like, it was a bit more restrictive in terms of subjects, and it was just decent. Like, yeah. Hello, Lex. Welcome. Did you change your username, or is this like a different account? But yeah, I'm making this for the people I tutor, and I guess anyone who's in this live stream will probably see it. Yeah, so you'll get this. I'm doing EAL English. Do you know how I can write good comparison essay? Comparative essay. I'm gonna make a video on that where I discuss one of my comparative essays. But to write a good one, I think it's very philosophical, a comparative essay. You want to be comparing what the author or what the different authors are trying to say about the text rather than like what's actually happening there. So what are they trying to say through this moment? So this guy might be saying like anger shouldn't be like kept within yourself, and this other guy might be saying that if you release your anger in a uncontrolled way, you'll harm those around you, and you'll compare those two ideas. But I'll be making videos on those later. If you have any more specific questions, yeah. And one thing is, like, don't try and pair moments too much, I think, because sometimes you have to be a bit flexible. So if you've compared one moment with another, don't be fixed and like you have to pair those two moments together. Probability is fun. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. I didn't do special probability, but methods probability is fine. Like, you just don't. It's not much maths, right? It's all calculated stuff. It's. Yeah, it's just you got to work out what type of probability the question is asking. GN road to 1K. Yep, we are getting very close. 1K is tantalizingly away from me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the community is going. Justin, hey Darren, what's this doc for? I'm just making this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm definitely going to give it to the kids I tutor, but as to like whether I sell it, whether I do like giveaway with these, I don't really know. But this just covers English language. So I had, this is the essay component. I'm going to make one for ACs and short answer as well. Because I think English language won't change that much in the coming years. So yeah. Lex. Yeah, I heard a lot of people who are graduating this year want to get stuff removed from study design. Yeah, it's just, I don't know like what they're gonna remove if they do take anything off. Probability. Yeah. How did you find UCAT? So I said the UCAT last year, but I was pretty nervous for it, and I do have a video where I talk about how I did in the how I like found the whole UCAT, but my quantitative reasoning was really easy, which was reassuring, and I finished with time left and all that. But I was just pretty nervous, and verbal reasoning was pretty bad. It wasn't as good as I normally like. Verbal reasoning, I'm good at reading and stuff, but it didn't go that well in the actual one. I just feel like it's a bit ambiguous at times. Now, hopefully, you guys who are doing medicine have done well in your UCATs or are preparing well. If you have any questions to ask, if you're nervous, just feel free to share your nerves. Vin, what are some ways to eliminate silly mistakes in general, but especially in maths? Okay, if we're talking about maths, it's really knowing your mistakes. So write down the mistakes that you make, and you find out you probably make the same ones over and over again. So like the most overpowered thing is say like you know every single silly mistake you've made with every practice exam you've done. And then when you get to the final exam, you can, you know all your silly mistakes. Like, what's the chance of you making a ton of silly mistakes that you haven't made before? It's really low, right? So the best way is to just write down all the ones and know all the ones that you've made in the past so you can avoid them in the future. And a really good way, actually, is to reread the question after you're done. Yeah, I think that really helps, just to check if you've answered, if you've found the tangent rather than the gradient, if you've rounded to 4 decimal places, all that. And just make up little ways for different types of questions. But it all comes from knowing your silly mistakes. Percentile. Oh, also silly mistakes in general. I mean, it's just knowing them. Yeah. Happy hour, welcome. You've been into a lot of these. What was your percentile for UCAT? It was either 95 or 96. I don't actually know. I don't remember. Anyway, it was 3050. How early did I prepare? I did my first practice exam in January of the year I was going to sit it. Yeah, and then I try to do one practice exam on the weekends, most weeks. I'll just answer Happy Hour's question, and then I'll come back to Miles' question. What are your fees per month, per year for Monash Med? I don't actually know. I don't know. Yeah. You can DM me or anything, and I'll reply back if I. Yeah. So it's probably like 30K. I don't know. Less maybe. All right, Mal. How does the pathway to medicine work? Okay. So undergraduate medicine, you got to sit your ATAR, UCAT, and if you're good enough in those two, you get an interview. And then you get into undergrad medicine. At Monash. And there are other places interstate, but they look at different things. Some of them value the UCAT more heavily, some value ATAR more heavily. Monash looks at all three. In terms of other ways into medicine, you can basically do any course. Most people do biomed and science, and I'll get to the reason for that in a bit. But you got to sit this thing called the GAMSAT, which is a really long test to get into medicine if you do another course beforehand. And the reason people do biomed and science is because I think that prepares you the best for the GAMSAT, and you also get you try and get a good WAM, which is kind of like your GPA at school. So that's the main pathway to medicine. There are more obscure ones as well, like private universities and that, but I don't know too much about them. What were your chem grades? I'm pretty sure I just got A+ for everything, and I ended up getting a 44 in chem. Yep, Lex. Okay, 95. Cool. Thank you for that. Han, hello. Nice. Thanks for joining the stream on your Saturday. Japal, hey, my ATAR is going to be bad and low. Yeah, you definitely still have a chance in medicine. Your UCAT, very important. Just in general, since your ATAR is going to be bad, for like any uni, your UCAT is going to be important. And also like your ATAR, even if you've done poorly in stacks, I wouldn't give up now. Like you have months and months left. So I wouldn't give up, I'd keep working on it. Faraz, is undergrad med only 5 years? Yeah, it's 5 years, but I'm not a doctor after 5 years. I think I'm called like what is it? Resident? No, it's something before resident, but to become like a GP, yeah, Happy Hour was right. Residency, internship, all that kind of thing. And I need to go to school again to become a GP or a neurosurgeon or a plastic surgeon. What is the minimum ATAR that I can apply for medicine? Like, to apply for medicine, you can have any ATAR you want to apply for it. But if you want to get in, well, it depends whether you're rural and how good your UCAT is and all that kind of thing. But generally, like, to be safe, and if your UCAT's not that good, 98, 99, I'd say. But it can be quite a big variation there as well. Oh yeah, Happy I was right as well. Monash is 5 years. Some other unis, I think, are longer. Shane, yeah, I had Hennessy for Latin. For all the years I did Latin, I had Hennessy. What specialty do you want to do? So I've actually quite want to do neurosurgery. I think it's pretty cool. The only thing is it's really tough to get into and it's very time consuming. But neurosurgery is, I feel like everything comes from the brain. Like one thing wrong in your brain, one thing misfires, and it has effects throughout the whole of your body. And it's also like who we are, our brain, right? So, which is why make them coins. That's not what I was thinking. But I think it is it's a very highly paid profession, but very tiring, very competitive. An actual essay topic. I will illustrate this in the example below. Alright. Define an essay topic. let's have a look. Doctor Strange. Sure. I mean, I wish I was Doctor Strange. Why is he even a doctor, actually? Is he like a legit one, or I don't know. What was Monash interview process? So I'll get into this later in the year. I hope you guys with the interview, because I think I did well in it. It's quite casual. You have stations and they give you things, like they give you scenarios and you got to talk about them. There are some scenarios which are a bit more, how do I say it? A bit more like person to person. So you might see a friend in an abortion clinic and sort of what you do. They'd ask you what you do there, and they ask, I think, 4 or 5 questions. And there may be ones which are more technical, like they'll talk about obesity and ask you what can be done about that, 4 or 5 questions on that. You have 6 stations. I forgot how much time you have for each one. I'll do some more research, as you guys need to prepare for it later in the year. And I think our one was slightly different because of COVID. But generally, that's the process. You go from one station to the other. Each station has has a different examiner, and you're sort of tested in a group of 6 people. So at the start, you're all in the same room, and then you get split into breakout rooms. Now that I think about it, though, you guys will be in person, hopefully. So you'll just be like walking around the room and that kind of thing. Happy hour? You're year 12, right? But yeah, I do consider being a GP as well because of that work-life balance. Harry, how much practice did you do? So short answer, I did a lot at the start of the year because I picked up English in year 12, so I didn't really know like what was going on. So short answer, I did a fair bit. Towards the end of the year, I did a lot more as well because I found short answers kind of weird in the end of your exam. And yeah, I didn't do like that well in it, which is why I didn't get, probably why I didn't get a perfect score in Englang. ACs, I did lots of timed practice, which was very helpful. And once I got into a certain structure, it was good. Essays, I did a ton of, actually practice, I didn't do so much, but I prepared a lot of paragraphs, researched a lot. Okay, happy hour. You're thinking very into the future. Your deathbed. That's fair enough. I think honestly, like, work out what you want to do and then do it. Like how you want to spend your life, right? Do you want to spend your life working the whole time? If you enjoy that, then that's the way to go, right? Making money, working hard, and then retire, have your grandkids, all that kind of thing. But if you also want to do other stuff, business, if you want to party, if you want to go holiday, then adjust your lifestyle to that. That way you won't have any regrets. Lex, hey, have you done your UCAT yet? No, it's pretty late, isn't it? You booked it pretty late. Yeah, good luck with that. And let me know if you have any questions with it. I think your interview will be fine as long as you don't like get too stressed. You're a good like person. So yeah. Dr. Strange is a neurosurgeon. Pranay, hello. And Belinda. They're my Monash Med classmates. You guys have probably seen them in some of the vlogs. I don't know how to describe them. So, yeah. But they're my Monash Med friends. Pranay, you've probably seen. He's the one who like talks a lot and you see him a lot. And Belinda is just Belinda, yeah. Peter, do you need to be above the mean for all the UCAT subtests to be eligible for interview? No, actually, I think you just need an overall score. They only look at your overall score. The only thing that matters as like by itself is situational judgment. I'm pretty sure I asked Dr. Ray, and he said like, it's not really clear how Monash uses it, but if you do too poorly, then situational judgment, then I don't know, you might like not very ethical, so they might not want you. Yeah, I got a haircut, a pretty big haircut, honestly. Alright. Yeah, it is a fresh haircut. Like I realize I look at my YouTube videos, my past ones, and I can see how my hair's changed. Which is good. Like I don't have records of that too much. Yeah, I know Pranay. Caroline told me. No, she doesn't have a brother. It's but something similar, yeah. Jack, I promised myself that I would do chem tonight, but I guess it is English now. Damn. I mean, do whatever you like. Do whatever you feel like. I feel like late at night I like writing or doing maths questions. Actually, late at night's just like any type of work where you don't have to think too out of the box. Like you just need to do stuff well, but you don't need to do anything exceptional. Like I probably wouldn't, would I? Practice essay? Maybe if I was inspired to. Can you scroll up? I want to read the rest of the information, please. Alright, I'll scroll up in a bit. Is there any particular part that you'd like to read? Faraz, did Scotch give you? Oh no, right, friends, my bad. Yeah, Belinda and Pranay, my friends. Jessica, no, Faraz, did Scotch give you lots of sample English essays? Did they? I don't practice essays. I don't think they gave us a ton of sample essays. I was sort of had good friends, so who were smart, and we would work together. I would read some of their essays, and it was very satisfying. Like when you read a good essay, it just feels good. But sample ones, not so much. Yeah. Yeah, right. Not classmates, right? I get it. Friends. Oh, really? You failed situation judgment. Dr. Ray's, I don't know, what he told me is not credible then, it seems. Because Pranay is a good anecdote against it. Samurai, do you know a website for practice camp sacks? No, like I generally think for sacks, you don't really need to do other schools. They're quite different, or even like practice ones. Like, I did one maths method sack from another school in year 11, and I just don't think it really helped me. Blend up blonde. I've been thinking about it, but like I kind of like it the way it is. I thought you were gonna dye your hair though. Have you? No, you haven't yet. But are you considering it? Ben, would you quit med if you won 100 million lottery? No. Like, my theory is that like, if your whole life you didn't do anything every day, it'd be pretty boring. Like if every day was a holiday, you'd have like no purpose for living, right? You'd probably have fun for like a week and then be boring as. So I wouldn't quit med. I think it's good to have a purpose and to help other people. I don't think 100 million changes much. Probably gives me more freedom to pursue other stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't quit medicine. Kevin, would you ever writing more than 3 BPs? No. English or English language, but generally no. You don't have much time to do so. And yeah, you just don't have much time, and 3 BPs is definitely sufficient to explore the topic. Harry, was it worth getting a 9 up and 9.5? Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, some people are worried that like, you might be thinking that like I lost a lot of time or whatever, but we had COVID anyway, so it wasn't that big of a like a sacrifice for me. And like I was willing to work hard. I just thought it's cool. The whole state's like working towards one goal, good subjects, good teachers. I was just really motivated to do well, so it was definitely worth. Lex, Dr. Ray, no comment. Med entry is like decent. I don't know. Dr. Ray's pretty edgy with his TikToks and reels. It's just unis use interviews to gauge what SJT is supposed to. Oh, okay, I see. Your ethics improved a lot for the interview. Jordan, what are my thoughts on Ellen DeGeneres? I haven't seen you in a long time, Jordan, but good to hear from you. Didn't she get cancelled? Or like something happened, which means she isn't that popular? I don't follow her that tightly, but I've heard about that. Real men only write an introduction and conclusion. Yeah, leave the rest to the imagination. Kevin, did you ever face burnout or just wanted to give up at times? I never wanted to give up. I was a bit tired, but like I feel like my year 12 was pretty unique, and difficult to replicate because of just how amazing. Like I just was so lucky. I had great teachers. I had a great class. All my classes were great. I really enjoyed the people I was with. So like every day I'd look forward to going to class. Every class was like a joy to me, like learning with these guys and working towards the same goal. How important is sax do you think? I didn't go terrible, I just choked a lot. I don't think it's that important. Like you hear tons of stories about people who didn't do that well in sax doing well overall. And it's definitely true. It's not that important. I just move on, do well in the next one. And how can you prepare for the interview? Practice. Definitely practice. There are lots of good websites out there. MedEntry held a thing which is decent. Like a what's it called? A mock one. But practice with friends, practice with people who are in med. Me. Actually, should I do that? I should hold like interview sessions. I could. But yeah, practice is the biggest one. Because a lot of the scenarios are quite repetitive. Naren, oh, your name's so similar to mine. Okay, how did you stay focused while in online school? Okay, once I hit uni, I realized how easy it is to get distracted. I don't even know how I stayed focused in year 12. Like I didn't use private message. I didn't use my phone. It just didn't occur to me, I think. But definitely just keep your phone away from you. Just focus in class because it really saves a lot of time later on. And like, I think in uni it's a bit more okay to do that because like it's not ATAR and VCE. But I definitely don't recommend you do it if you're in school. Sleepy Pogger, did you ever feel lack of motivation? So a bit before, like at times I'd be tired, like I just like go leave my room and just watch YouTube or something. But overall, not really, because last year it passed quickly. You have so many assessments to prepare for, and once again, I just really enjoyed my year 12. Ace, how did you let go about learning new content in chem? Okay, so I didn't take chem that like not religious. I shouldn't say that. Not as like diligently. So inquiry-based learning, inquiry-based learning or YouTube. Yeah, so I just had a teacher explain things to the very basics, which helped a lot. I didn't really do much self-learning. Yeah, I could do mock interviews. I might get like Monash Med kids, and we can do like, we could replicate like mock. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool actually. It's a good idea. I'll write that down. Would you recommend deleting social media? No, yeah. Would you recommend deleting social media? No, I don't think it's necessary. If you feel like you're really using it too much, delete it for a little while. But I don't think it's that necessary because what was because like it's just not necessary. Like it doesn't deleting social media. You're just gonna find something else to replace that time, like watching YouTube or something. And it's good to keep in contact with your friends, especially with COVID and stuff. So I don't think it's necessary unless you're too absorbed in it. Kevin, I know you love your basketball. How do you know I love my basketball? Is it from my Instagram, maybe? I used to go for, I know, I like players more. I liked the Heat last year. I liked the Raptors. I sort of like teams where it's like, I don't know, like gritty teams. At the moment, Suns are okay because I like Devin Booker. How about you? Pranay, how'd you do in semester 1 exams? I did alright for like the amount I studied. Didn't think I'd do that well, but I did like okay. Yeah, I got 88, I think, exam 1, and 83, exam 2. Happy hour because it's really distracting. Yeah, okay, so just put your phone away during classes and laptop as well. Like don't try like just focus in class. Alright, don't like it's so much more efficient use of your time to focus in class. If you don't focus, you just find yourself like having to catch up so much later on. I think just do it, and then once you do it more and more, you'll get practice. Yeah, how'd you do, Pranay and Belinda, if you're still there in your exams? Just in textbook chapter reviews for methods and spec. I think methods I was pretty angsty, so I did a lot of them, but spec I didn't really. I had a good tutor, so I just did those questions. I don't think it's that necessary. If you want to do it, you do it. If you have tutor with more questions, then that's enough. But yeah, like they're good to do if you have time. Yeah, happy hour. Well, from the sounds of it, just give it a go. Delete social media for a bit and see how it goes. If you want to re-download it while down the line, don't that's fine as well. But I think give it a go, deleting it and just really focusing on what you're doing. Yeah, if that helps you eliminate regrets. I wasn't a monk. Like I don't even know what. I just wasn't that social. There wasn't much to be social about. And yeah, I guess I was in a Zen mode. I just really enjoyed it. Did you know there was 08 kid that got a raw 50 in Spanish? I didn't know, but cool. Good for him, or her, or they. I think Scotch was a kid who got a 50 in year 7. Oh no, in year 6 for methods, who's doing Spech now. So I don't know how he'll go though. Would I go for methods and Spech practice exams for VCAR? It'd vary like a little bit, but it'd be pretty similar. Methods overall I dropped like 2 to 8 between there. Spech I dropped between the same, I'd say. No, special sometimes I drop more, 2 to some of the really hard ones, 2 to maybe 13, 14, 15. And some of the easy ones I drop 2. Just there's like a thing, if you go to the VCAR website, they show you what you need to get like an A+, which is 40+ for each year's practice exam. So compare your results to that, which is more better indicator of how well you're doing. 6 hours of study on weekdays. Yeah, I did say that, but it's like I never counted how much time I did. I just figured it might be around 60. 6. Might be 60 hours a day. 6 hours. Because, no, I don't think I got home at 4? Had dinner. 5. Shower. 5:30. Maybe a bit less than 6. I think aim for 6, right? And then if you don't hit it, then it's not a big deal because you still would have studied a lot. Have any thoughts on 800 notes? Oh, I went to some of the free 800 notes lectures in year 11 for, well, anyone, you guys can feel free to help him out as well. If you guys went to any of the 800 notes ones. The lecture was quite good. The girl I had was called Fiona and she got a 15 method. So her stuff was legit, what she was saying and her help and things. I think it was nice just to get a, idea around what the coming, term would be about. But I haven't really used their books and stuff. Yeah, and Dosh. I think you're talking about same person that I am. Warriors because of Curry. Yeah, Curry is insane. I really like him as well. But I sort of like more. No, I like him as well. Hopefully next year they'll be better. How do you prepare for? Oh, practice, Ava. Lots of practice. And yeah, lots of practice. And also in high stress situations as well. I think I said this in my oral video, which not many people watched, even though I thought the language video was quite good. But my Chinese school teacher, I had just memorized my really hard detailed study, and my Chinese teacher got me to perform it at parent-teacher interviews. So all the kids, all my classmates, all their parents as well, and I did it, and it was more nerve-wracking than the actual exam. So that meant that I was calmer into the actual exam as well. Yeah, definitely happy hour. I have some friends who did really well in VC, didn't study a ton and played games and stuff. It's just it's efficiency. I reckon I could have gotten the same score with less study. But sort of you don't know, right? You can only sort of judge that once you've done it. Oh, nice job, Pranay. Your second exam's pretty good. I didn't study the viruses stuff. and because it was like a third of one lecture, and turns out it was like half the exam. But yeah, congratulations, it's a good score. Where do you get the tutoring from for special? This guy called Derek Ha. Yeah. Wheelchair scotch stolen from pegs. I see. I mean, you got the 50 at pegs, right? So at least you guys have that. Naren depends if you really want to do well in the subject. And depends what subject it is. English, I don't think is that necessary. Maths, sure. And like also depends when your SACs are and how good you are. There's a lot of factors here. But I think if you're very paranoid about doing well in maths, chem, bio, all those content subjects, then learn a bit ahead. Did I do any practice for the GAT? I actually did. I have a GAT video. You guys should watch it as well. It's a good video. Because I actually did really well in the GAT. I got 48, 50, and 50. So year 11, I didn't do much practice. Year 12, I did practice. I did one practice exam. That was it. We had work solutions, which was nice to check with my actual. I just do the questions. I did like 10 questions a day. Yeah. Will is cracked at the violin. Insane. That's good for him. Yeah. Well-rounded. Should I go ahead and methods or special start practice? Look, I reckon you should start practice exams, sure, early, but stick to the questions that like you can do. I think if you haven't mastered the content yet, don't do those questions. To try to do like a minute per mark and time yourself, and skip the questions that like you haven't learned yet. If you've barely mastered a concept, I don't think it's worth spamming exam questions. Yeah, they do keep coming. I think it's good. You guys just feel free to ask. It's Saturday night. I don't think this is like prime time to be doing work. So if you have any questions, just ask. I'm chilling as well. Ma, doing a language changing for the maths. Do you have any advice to help decide? So it's like how good you are at each of those, right? Language is usually of scaling. So I'll probably ask you what language you're doing. Your name looks French. Okay, I don't want to assume, but it kind of looks French. And whether you have any background in that language. Further maths, it's like you have to be very careful because it's easier to do well, but dropping a mark is worth a lot. So just think about what study score you might get for both of those and pick the higher one. Yeah, because I assume you don't like hate any of the subjects. How'd you reflect on UCAT mocks and improve? UCAT mocks, at the start, I would try and figure out like what strategies. So for oftentimes it's just going too slow a lot of the time at the start. Later in the year, there were particular types of questions I would do wrong, and I just improve those. So for example, decision making, I realized a lot of the time I just had to really take my time and draw stuff slowly. So just thinking about trying out different things. So abstract reasoning, maybe writing down some patterns, using that. What's that like acronym they get you to use? Like cards or something? I forgot what it is. But yeah, you can use that one. Do you know what scores you got in your load exams? I do. I don't remember. Oh, Chinese, I got 69.5 out of 75, and I got 92 for the oral. I was ripped off bad for the oral. So bad. And even for the written translation, it was a bit sus. Latin, I got really high, actually. I got ripped off in the essay. Like, my essay was good, but just sounds like I'm complaining a bit. I can check what score I got if you really want to know, but I remember I did pretty well. Do you think it's possible to get a 35 plus study score in Latin by starting to learn it midway in year 11? Yeah. You'll have to work hard, and also depends on whether you're smart, you're good at learning stuff. But it's definitely, like, anything's possible. 35 plus is possible. It's not on like the very extreme side of impossible. So I'd say like you do have a chance of getting that. But you do need like a good teacher, good class, good tutor and stuff. If it was just you, then it'd be a lot harder. Ava, my form got cancelled. Oh, that's so sad. It was meant to be on a Friday night. Wait, when was lockdown? Lockdown was from yesterday, right? Saturday. Oh, that's so sad. I feel bad for you guys. Hopefully it gets rescheduled. Lex. Yeah, I kind of agree. Our school learned some stuff in year 11 because we start late. We start in year 9. But definitely grammar and vocab because in year 12 you don't have time to learn that kind of thing. If you think half a year is sufficient for you to learn all vocab, grammar, then go for your life. Oh, I guessed French. Okay. Like, can you speak French at home? I think it's, yeah. Maybe that might sway your decision because you have someone to practice with. Hopefully, then a lot of my friends didn't have that. Yeah, Lex, card scans, casinos, whatever. I hope that TikTok I sent you. I don't know whether it helped or not, but like even those things like scans, casinos. I never really mastered abstract reasoning. Herman, how easy was the actual UCAT? Well, considering you're an exclamation mark. Yeah, I agree. It was a lot easier than the official mocks. The official mocks are a bit weird. I don't know like how official they are. Ben, yeah, he did. It's pretty crazy. And he got a 48, I think, for his 7th one. Nicholas Tio, lockdown would probably be extended. Yeah, like I don't really think about. I remember especially because we were the first year with COVID. A lot of people were like, talking about it, right? Because it's new and fresh. I didn't really like think about it too much, whether it would be extended or not. Just focus on yeah. Derek Harris was also correct. Yeah, he's a lovely person. He's a doctor, and a lovely person. Yeah. Jeremy, hello. Welcome to the channel. Big gang moment. Kevin, do you remember what exam score you got for Chem? Chem's out of 120. I think I got 105. I either got 90 something or I got 105. Lower hundreds or 90 something. I was 44, so if that helps you. Rishab. 4 hours special sack. Yeah, I think some schools make their sacks a bit unreasonable. Yeah. Oh, nice, Harry. Like this year, right now, 3-4 special. He's amazing, isn't he? Oh my. What the heck happened here? Alright. I'll make the font smaller, kind of. 11. That's better. How expensive is Derek Hart? It was like 500 and something for like 7 weeks. I think. Yeah. Probably email him for your best bet. I don't remember exactly. Hey, I have 20 days left till I have to do the UK. Is there anything I can do before then? Yeah, I think get done with most of your mocks, subtest mocks, your actual mocks. Work out stuff you're not sure about. Like, find out any weaknesses, any sections you're afraid of, that kind of thing. With, in general, any assessment, what am I most afraid of? I say that quite a lot. And make sure you don't go in there with any glaring weaknesses, because when they get exposed, you're just upset. Yeah. Some schools do a really long application sack for special. Yeah, it's I don't know why. Like they just do it for to make your lives miserable, probably. Scat. Yeah, scat's something in swimming. It's called stroke count add time. My paragraph talks about it pretty well. You can have a read of it. I'll leave it here. Where was it? Here. Yeah, it just means like stroke count add time. So your stroke count, so the amount of strokes you take per lap, stays the same. Add time sort of means reverse. You want to get faster each time you do it. So it's sort of efficiency. That's what it means. Method was 5 hours long. Yeah, I don't know. Like, does that really mean your school does better overall? Who knows? Cheng Hui. I feel like I would know you. Who's telling me it's past my bedtime? Alright. Lex. Ours was 4 hours, but they're split over several days. Yeah, our application, Scotch does a bit differently. But that sounds more reasonable. 4 hours over several days. I think a lot more schools do that. Oh, split. Okay, right. Hey, Will, what's up? How was Forbidden Fortunes? Jack, how much detail should we know without word classifying? We barely touch middle language in year 11. I know the basics, just not stuff like subject, personal pronoun, or possessive adjective. Okay, so I started in year 12. Year 11, I'm pretty sure they didn't cover a ton of meta language. Go to the studies design. That is actually, I don't know if saying Bible is like, it's like your most important document in English language. Just like, go to the meta language list. It's in my English language videos. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, I can paste it in here. But I link it there. And you can check the meta language sheet. You need to know all those on that sheet. So possessive adjective, pretty sure it just says adjectives, but possessive adjective is good to know because you can use it in ACs. So you can use extension stuff in ACs, but the stuff they'd ask you about in short answer is the stuff on that page. So you should know all of those that on the study design, and plus ones that you might want to use when you're talking about ACs. I thought you meant 4 hours in a row. Yossi, can you talk about UCAT scores? So I have a video on my UCAT scores / experience. I will paste it right now. I don't think you need to hear my voice twice, so let me just get it. And here. Ta-da. Thought you meant can you do a vid on Queen and Ransom? Yeah, I would do a vid on Queen and Ransom, sure. Do you want a vid like breaking stuff down? Or I'm definitely gonna do one analyzing one of my essays, but I'm just not sure whether I'll do like one where I talk about the film and the play, and the book. What score do you get in the methods exam? I think I lost 2 marks exam 1 and like 8 marks exam 2. 8 or 9 exam 2. Do I play any musical instruments? I play double bass. I think I was gonna do grade 4 double bass in like year 6 or something, and then I stopped. Raja, how do you study for yearlies? Like, I have summaries for every module, but don't know how to study them. Look, I don't know what that is. Like, can you be more specific? Do you have like subjects that you were talking about here? Then I can give you some tips. But like, how to study for an exam is a bit vague. Flynn, how did you personally prep for med school interviews? So practice. I did a lot of practice. I did a med entry mock 1, and a lot of practice with my friends, like a ton of practice with friends. Did I do it with people who are older than me? I don't think I did, but it's a good idea. Like, I'll probably do something with med interviews and just make sure you attend that. And there are practice scenarios online, and use those well. Specific advice on getting a 50 in bio. I think 50 in bio is just a matter of knowing the info. So make sure you know all the info in depth and you can recall it well. So do things like active recall, and do make sure you understand how things work together. You'll see what resources you use to study for the UCAT, MedEntry, Medify. Yeah, both. I use MedEntry and Medify. Samurai, favorite lo-fi playlist. Look, I just use lo-fi when I'm like streaming on YouTube because it's doesn't have words. I just like the one with the girl and her headphones. That's like the classic one that I know. Jessica, how did you study for year 12 English? How did I study for year 12? I have another video on this. It's like hard for me to answer quickly. Like, biggest thing I'd say is you just get better slowly. You get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So you got to be patient and just try and make each essay a little bit better than the last one. But in terms of like steps, just know your themes well, know your analysis well, try out stuff in your practice essays, get your teacher to correct it so you improve, and then get those finished products into your actual exam. And planning's big throughout when you're preparing for assessments. Chemistry and physics. I have notes, but how do you use the notes? I find rereading. No, like don't reread it. Yeah. Either make flashcards, or something useful is like maybe write out some of the concepts you need to know, such as thermochemistry, and then like write down everything you know about thermochemistry in some kind of mind map or something. Yeah, don't reread, and also do lots of practice if you have practice questions available. You'll see what type of scores we're getting on MedEntry mocks. I sort of dipped off MedEntry towards the end of the testing, like towards my exam. I started using Medify more. I think my first ever one I got 91st percentile, 94, 91 or 94, one of those. And then usually a couple 99, a couple 88, like 188, but usually in that 90s range. How did you get good in VR? So I read pretty quickly and I like reading. So I was pretty good at it already. Once again, working out a strategy that works for you. So scanning or like reading the text first. I have a video on VR. No, I don't actually. Might make one. But yeah. So working a strat that works for you, because I don't think you can improve your skim reading that much in a short period of time. Flynn, what level are you in at swimming? Like, do you do nationals and that? So I did do nationals. Yeah, I did do nationals and states and all that kind of thing. Up until about year 9. And then I didn't do swimming that much. And so I just did school swimming mainly, which was really fun because you compete against other schools. Yeah. I think in year 6 I came first in Australia for 50 meters backstroke, which was a big highlight of my swimming career. How much do you bench? Jack, will this live stream be posted as a video? I have no clue how. I can choose. So as with any video, public, private, unlisted, I can choose how it's worked. I don't really post streams publicly, so this one will probably just be unlisted or private. Thoughts on ICANN Med? I've like heard about it. I have no clue what it is. I've never seen it, done anything in it, talked to anyone. Have I talked to people who've done it? Not in depth, so I really have no idea what it is and what they do, so can't help you there. Well, medical schools, just Monash. I only applied to Monash. I applied to Melbourne, like science and biomed, if that counts as a medical school. How much harder is Special 3-4 than 1-2? Special 3-4 is easier than 1-2, I'd say. 1-2 is a bit messed up. They make you learn like random stuff. Yeah, 1-2, like, you learn some wacky stuff. I didn't really do well in 1-2. Flynn, oh no, congrats on your 3rd place at school cross country. I mean, everyone's different at different things. Like, there's probably some kid who came first in the world in year 6, and everything's perspective, but 3rd place at cross country is very well done. Tom, did you do methods work every day? Yes. Did I? In year 11, yes, not in year 12. Because I did methods again. Jack, 1-2 special. I agree. It's pretty, I don't know. I think a lot of schools don't offer 1-2 special, which is why they add a lot of random stuff in there, so kids aren't disadvantaged too much. Jessica, do you do any extracurricular activities during 10, 11, 12? We had compulsory school sport, which I did. I did public speaking. Nothing in year 12. I was vice captain of the school in year 12. But in terms of extracurriculars, not much because of COVID. Year 11, I didn't do much. Year 10, not much. I guess I just didn't I wasn't interested in some of the extracurriculars. So I did the stuff I liked, public speaking, and that was about it. Permutations and combinations are alright. They're okay. I think they're a bit weirder than other parts of probability, but it's okay. Best free resource. I don't know. The only free resource I know is iTude. I don't know of any other free resources. I do know there are YouTubers who go through practice exams, work solutions, and write out their answers, which is pretty useful. I used it quite a bit. Peter, why do you put yourself through the pain? I wasn't happy with how I did the first time, so I wanted to do it a second time. My mate Chris Peacock. Okay. Transition uni. Probably just keep it natural. Don't feel like other people are suddenly got a lot of friends and got a lot of social life that you have to do it as well. Don't feel like you have to go clubbing or join this or join that. Just do whatever feels right to you, and your friends and your social group and all that will come. How many practice exams do you do? Oh, bro. English, I did 2 3-hour ones. Methods, I did all the VCAR ones, plus a couple company ones. Spec, I did all the VCAR ones, plus a couple company ones. Chem, I did 5, I think. In Lang, I did 6, 5, 6, yeah. What other subjects? Latin. I don't feel like you'd be asking about Latin, and the exam works a bit differently. I think I did 2 full practice exams, but I practiced the individual parts a bit more. And Chinese, a lot. But once again, in parts as well. Should you do year 12 intensive in year 11? I mean, up to you, right? I think you don't need to get the same score as, if you go year 12 intensity and if you don't in year 11, if you go 100%, if you go 85%, I think the scores won't be that different. Because, you only have 1 or 2 subjects, 3 or 4 subjects, so it's fine. I think do enough in your 1-2s so that you're prepared, and in your 3-4s, just, don't drop everything for them, but work hard at it. Shurik. How'd you study for Latin? It's a bit different year 11, year 12. Vocab, I just use Quizlet. And the other stuff, generally just practice. Year 11, just practice. When with memorizing passages, just read, look at the Latin and try and read out the English. And in year 12, unseens practice, working out a good way to do it. I think I talk about that in a video I did on Latin. And with the actual Aeneid, I would just record down hard scansions, hard lines, and just set out my notes really neatly. So I had writing on one side, the Latin, English, and then I had the analysis on the right. Nick, what's the hardest topic in Spec? I feel like probability looks pretty hard. I didn't do it, but it looks pretty hard. Otherwise, I think vector proofs is kind of difficult. I found it difficult because you're not really working with numbers a lot of the time. Who do you have for English language? Mr. Whiteman. Who are these YouTubers? I just search up 2016 methods exam 1. I think the one guy's called Mr. Nie, N-I-E, Mr. N-I-E. I think he speaks in Chinese for some of his videos, but he writes maths, right? That's fine. Oh no, I was just mad how I did in methods, had a grudge after year 11. Oh, true, Flynn. Yeah. I know I'm Will, so I didn't realize. Hopefully my advice is good though. Who, where? Yeah, I answered these before. Did you MC first? No, I did extended response first. Did you have any tutors? Year 11 for methods and Chinese. Year 12 for Latin and English language a little bit. And Spech. How many hours did you study? Please watch my video on how many hours I studied. Like I really didn't measure. I tried to study as often as I could. If I was tired, I'd like go do something else. I didn't really have fixed like 25 like Pomodoro or whatever. I just stopped when I felt like stopping. What's the deal with the 99 ATARs and not seeing the GAMSAT? So I don't think it's 99, but if you have a Chancellor's Scholarship, you only need to maintain a WAM, which is like a GPA above 80 or 70 probably. And so that means you're not really guaranteed, but like you don't have to sit GAMSAT. You just need to do the interview and do decently to get into medicine. So they don't need to see the GAMSAT. Flynn, did you apply to US schools? No, I didn't. Because I wanted to do medicine. So overseas is not really good for medicine because you need to relearn stuff when you come back to Australia. I'm thinking of doing a video with some of my American friends, like friends who are going to America. So please stay tuned for that if you guys are interested in going overseas. How'd you approach quote-based prompts? I mean, quote-based prompts are all the same as normal prompts. You just think about like what theme they're talking to, and you got to incorporate the quote somewhere. Don't try and put it in your intro or your conclusion because people often put it there. But try and incorporate it nicely into your analysis. But generally, it's the same as you do for any kind of topic. Tom, how'd you go preparing for text response? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that meant to say response? Yeah. Just get back to me on that. Okay, so yeah, text response. I knew the play pretty well, so mainly for me it was just planning. So I was prepared for all types of topics. My teacher gave us a list of topics, and I just thought about my 3 body paragraphs and what moments I'd use. And I also make sure I covered all the moments I wanted to cover in the play. So I basically had quotes for each moment and analysis for each moment. So it was really hard for something to come up which I wasn't prepared for. Or US unis are my friends going to. Okay, the ones I'm interviewing, I think are kind of University of Pennsylvania, University of Chicago, UC Berkeley. Yeah, and also a couple other my Scotch friends are going to Yale. Or one of them's going to Yale for rowing. What SAS scores did you get for English? So I dropped 2 marks in what do you call it, creative. I dropped 1 mark in text response, and then I got 4 marks for the other SACs. Lex, how well should you know the rest you need? Not that well. Like, just know what happens. That's it. I think, yeah, just know how the whole book, like what happens chronologically through the whole book. Just know what happens there. You don't need to know like analysis or anything, but do kind of know like what happens right after and right before, what your prescribed lines. Sometimes they'll ask you like, what happened before this? Should I read the Iliad? No, this is unnecessary. topic. Actually, no, I'm probably not allowed to write the topic down. Because copyright. Yeah. Back to questions. Homer Extended Universe. Yeah. Oh, I feel like the Aeneid is like just the, like, it's basically copyright. Right? It's so similar to the Odyssey and the Iliad. Like the exact same things happen. The dude like goes sailing, he goes through the same obstacles, and like the same fight happens. Like I don't even, yeah, I feel like it's plagiarism. But did I watch the movie on Ransom? No, I didn't know there was a movie on Ransom. How accurate is the aggregate score data? Very accurate. But the borders changed slightly from year to year. Equation. How do you structure a comparative body paragraphs? Yeah, I talk about text A first, just purely by itself, and then go into text B, and then while I talk about text B, I'd continually compare to text A. That was my structure. Typing is so loud. Yeah. I mean, if you want to hear my voice, it's sort of the cost of it. And typing is, yeah, I type pretty quickly, so better be 209 this year. It's kind of what you get when you do 5 subjects. Did I prepare for my interview? Yes, I did prepare. What time should I end the stream? 11? 10:45? I'll say. I have a lot of UCAT videos, Jeffrey, out. Please watch them and check them out. And comment if you found them helpful. I did do UCAT, otherwise I wouldn't be in medicine. General tips, just work out strategies for each section. It sounds like I've said it too much, but because it's such a unique test, you really have to think of ways to do each question. Like abstract reasoning, do you use scans, the mnemonic, or do you just find stuff that is similar in each box? Just find a strategy and stick to it and refine it. Alright, this won't be plagiarism because it's my own work. $150 words per minute. Yeah. I think I end the stream at 10:45 then. Seeing as there's not a ton of questions coming through. Yeah. I mean, it's Saturday night. You guys probably want to. Yeah, you guys. I don't know. Probably have your chill things you want to get to? Oh, sorry, I should have said this earlier, but yeah, I haven't been releasing that many videos recently. So you guys have any ideas, let me know. I've had like issues on, so yeah. What the heck did I just type? Yeah, Jack, just give me 1 minute. I just need to type these 2 sentences out, and then I'll do a scroll through. And no worries, Ava. Yeah, feel free to just pop into these streams and ask me questions that you might have. Right, I'll do a scroll through now. This bold part's just the same as the part above. Yeah, hope that was fine.
those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on two separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
All right, Jack. Thoughts on using short quotes? Yeah, definitely. Short quotes are quite nice. I think long quotes are also nice, but short quotes are more flexible. Long quotes only use them when they really support your point. How many quotes do I recommend in an essay? Honestly, in an ideal situation, you'd have a quote in your intro, in each of your paragraphs, and in your conclusion. But on this grand scale of things, that's not really that important. So like 2 or 3 is quite nice and adds a bit of spice to your essay. All right. Any final questions that you guys have? 2 minutes left until I end the stream. Whew. Hope your start of term has gone well. No worries, Jack. No worries, Lex. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, you guys feel free to DM me any questions that you might have. Alright, I'll end the stream then. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you guys. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Oh, wait. Do you know how many marks out of 36 you got for 900 in quantitative reasoning? Look, from feeling, I probably got 36. And I reckon if I dropped them on, it wouldn't have been 900 because that quantitative reasoning section was really easy. Yeah. No worries. See you guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.